go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody.
It looks like Diddy is asking him if he has a wire. Justin says no. Then Diddy checks to see if he has a wire.
Diddy's very serious allegations have only grown ever since the raids at his houses, and a lot of disturbing information has started to be uncovered, especially when it comes to his relationship with a very young Justin Bieber and the things he might have been forced into doing at the time. Fans have only become more shocked as more information about Diddy and his activities over the past 20 or so have surfaced, especially with everything that has been revealed in the lawsuits against him and the victims who have spoken up about the abuse they have gone through under him. However, nothing was quite as shocking as the recently rediscovered videos of Justin Bieber and Diddy back when Justin's career was just starting out. It is very well known that Scooter Braun was the one to find Justin and bring him into the spotlight. However, it wasn't long before he was also introduced to Usher through Scooter's channels and was quickly thrown into that side of the business as Usher took a great liking to him. Justin had praised Usher as his mentor for many years now. However, Usher didn't just teach Justin about the music industry, he also taught him about everything that goes on behind the scenes. And that means introducing him to the big man in control, Diddy. Diddy and Justin made acquaintances in 2009 when the two met in real life when Justin was just 15. A video from their meeting at the time is what really started this conversation, as many found it incredibly disturbing to see, especially since Diddy seemed to reference things that could be highly inappropriate for a 15-year-old.
I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So, and we gonna go full crazy.
Going crazy. 48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang with some girls.
The man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about, kid.
Got into it with her baby daddy, Rick Ross, for the 1 millionth time. It's unclear why exactly she woke up that morning, and the first thing she decided to do was come at Rick. But from the looks of it, she and Rick's family members were having some kind of disagreement, and she just decided to show them that she was the queen of pettiness by coming on IG Live to spill some incriminating tea about him. She started off her rant by claiming that Rick put a hit out on her. However, the people he paid to take her out ran off with his money and went behind his back to warn her about what he tried to do to her. And mind you, Tia is the mother of his child, and he had the audacity to try and unalive her. If that's what he's capable of doing to the mother of his baby, can y'all even imagine what he would do to a stranger that crosses him? He needs to be in jail.
So we finna clock this tea right here. Renee says you want to stay keeping up. We finna talk about some real tea. Your brother over there paying people to put hits out. He over there paying people to put hits out. And running off with his money, and it's getting back to me. So now, I'm finna send the feds over there to y'all empire. See, you had the right today. You keep playing with me, I'm finna tear y'all empire down.
Tia said Rick is also responsible for the death of several people, including a woman named Miss Carol, whose death is still unresolved and actively being investigated by the cops and her family. According to Tia, the woman was unalived on her way home by Rick and his crew. Oh, but that wasn't all.
We finna talk about some real tea. Your brother over there paying people to put hits out. He over there paying people to put hits out. And running off with his money, and it's getting back to me. So now, I'm finna send the feds over there to y'all empire. See, you had the right today.
Say what now? Not Tia Kemp exposing the names of the people that Rick Ross unalived in order to keep his freak-off relationship with Diddy a secret.
Diddy and Ross, which they're good buddies, okay? They're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross,
yeah.
and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Ooh-wee. I'ma need y'all to hold my hands for this one, because Rick Ross's baby mama Tia Kemp just took this entire drama with Diddy to a whole new level of messiness after she jumped on IG Live and spilled the tea about how Rick Ross has been taking people out. Tia even went as far as revealing the names of the innocent people that Rick has unalived, and according to her, there are even more skeletons in his closet, but she's just gonna reveal the rest after she gets protection from the feds. Now, this ain't the first time that Tia has dragged Rick into Diddy's case and exposed some disturbing disturbing information about him. Not too long ago, she also called him out for being one of Diddy's power bottoms, but this allegation about him taking people out is way more serious than anything she's ever accused him of. And word on the street is, the feds are already working to get her into witness protection. Okay, so this entire mess went down just a few days ago with one of his kids. The judges are really standing on business, and they want that demon to stay in his maggot-infested cell till that trial starts. As if that wasn't bad enough, he's facing up to 100 years in jail, and even his defense team is unsure about exactly how they're going to get him out of this. Now, when it comes to the exact details of the arrest, it turns out that during the raid of his house 6 months ago, they found firearms, ammunition, and more than 1,000 bottles of lubricant. During a recent press briefing by U.S. prosecutor Damian Williams, he said they also found 3 semi-automatic with defaced serial numbers and a drum magazine. Prosecutors also accused Diddy of creating a criminal enterprise whose members, under his direction, engaged in forced labor, kidnapping, arson, and bribery. He and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his desires, as well as striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and kicking them. But this is where things started getting even crazier, because the prosecutors explicitly said that Diddy wasn't running this enterprise on his own, and that he had other celebrities and other powerful people who were heavily involved in these criminal activities as well. This information was revealed in his indictment, and I quote, "For decades, Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka P. Diddy, aka Diddy, aka P. D, aka Love, the defendant and coerce women and others around him to fulfill his desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct."
I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put him out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
Oh, campaign that say free Beyonce.
Beyonce is free.
She is a prisoner in a gilded cage.
Hold up. Not the baby coming out to expose Beyonce for being at a Diddy freak-off party. Child, this entire mess with Diddy just keeps going deeper and deeper, because a snippet of the baby's interview with Shannon Sharp from a few months ago, in which he spilled major tea about Beyonce and Jay-Z being at Diddy's freak-off party, is now going viral, and people are speculating that Jay was Beyonce out to Diddy for their business deals. There have been rumors going around for a hot minute now about Jay treating Beyonce like Diddy was treating Cassie, but people were in denial about it because of the power couple image that Jay and Beyonce had in public. Anyway, he keeps Beyonce up for days on end to make her indulge in depraved activities. The crazy thing is, even outside of the baby, a lot of other people who closely work with Beyonce have also come out to spill the tea about this. But it took the baby of all people to get folks to wake up from their sleep and clock what's been really going on. Now, I'm sure most of y'all know this by now, but Diddy's reign as the villain in the industry has officially come to an end after Homeland Security busted him and threw him in jail. And as we speak, he's been denied bail twice in the span of 48 hours by 2 separate judges, despite literally offering a bond of $50 million and sacrificing all of his properties, his mom's properties, and the passport and the passports of every single one of his kids. Yeah, even his innocent 1-year-old who literally just got here.
This man put up a $50 million bond. $50 million bond. And the judge still said, you're denied. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You're going to jail. You're finna be in chains. Out of all the news today, I think I'm still stuck on this $50 million bond, because if you look at the fact that in California, the average bail amount for is $2 million, and your bond amount is 10% of that, right?
According to his indictment, which was released a day after his arrest, the charges that they arrested him on date all the way back to 2008. And the reason why he was able to get away with it for so long in the first place was because he wasn't running this enterprise alone. Apart from him having other very powerful people in his corner, he had several hotels across the U.S. on his payroll, and several other people who were in charge of making sure his victims stayed silent or sometimes even allegedly unalive. In fact, it was found that Diddy was the head of a criminal enterprise that engaged or attempted to engage in sex, forced labor, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitution, offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Apparently, Diddy would use force, threats, and coercion to get the women to engage with male workers in the freak-offs, which he arranged and recorded, creating dozens of videos. These bizarre freak-off events could last for days, and Diddy and victims would often receive IV fluids to recover from the exertion and use.
All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times.
Wait a minute. Did Cat Williams just expose Diddy for offering him over $50 million to bend him over?
Because in 30 years, I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets.
Child, the details of Diddy's recent arrest are getting nastier by the minute, because word on the street is Cat Williams was one of the many people that Diddy tried to violate at them freak-off parties. It turns out Diddy was so desperate to get a taste of Cat's hole that he even went as far as offering him over $50 million for a decade-long worth of access to his body. But get this, y'all. Not only did Diddy want to misuse Cat's body like this, but he allegedly put a clause in that contract that allowed him and his freak-off partners to sleep with Cat with no form of protection, lube, or baby oil. They just wanted to emasculate him and dive in raw. According to Cat, he has all the receipts to prove it, and he's more than ready to submit it to the feds the minute they ask him for it. Okay, so as most of y'all know by now, Diddy is currently rotting off in prison after Homeland Security arrested him for trafficking and transportation of unsuspecting into the U.S. for his infamous freak-off parties. In fact, as we speak, Diddy is currently facing up to 100 years in jail, and to make things even worse, a judge just denied his bail request, even after he offered $50 million, as well as both of him and his mom's multi-million-dollar mansions in Miami as collateral, and his
firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large-capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
Not only that, but as we speak, the case is still actively developing, and apparently, the arrest was made as a result of the things that they found during the raids of his houses a few months ago. If y'all remember, Homeland Security unexpectedly raided Diddy's properties across the U.S. And in several video footages from that day, they could be seen arresting his sons, Justin and Christian, and also leaving the property with tons of evidence. In a recent press conference, the feds revealed that they have multiple phone call recordings that Diddy and his entourage made to his victims, trying to bribe them into either staying silent or changing their statement about what he did to them so he could get away with his crimes.
In late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs' crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced. And as alleged, Combs used others to help conceal his abuse.
Diddy's indictment also revealed that he allegedly flew in tons of sex workers into the U.S. and forced them to participate in his freak-offs with tons of his friends, victims, and others. These freak-offs would last for hours.